Hey, good morning, Vaqueros. This is DJ Doc V, and with the triumphant return of Office Hours with DJ Doc V here at 10 a.m. It is Friday, September 12th, and the weather outside seems to be about, it's hot already. No big surprise there. But currently 84 degrees. We're looking, it feels like 94, and humidity 75%. Again, we're used to that, aren't we? Looks like we're expecting a high this afternoon in the neighborhood of the mid-90s. Partly cloudy skies, some slight winds, but not enough to get me excited about there being some breezes and stuff here in the valley, in the upper valley. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a good first couple weeks of the semester, fall semester 2025. Here at UTRGV. And if you've been paying attention to the headlines at all, our Division I football team has started a couple weeks ago. They play again tomorrow here in Edinburgh. Langston University from Oklahoma will be in town. The game is at 7 p.m. But if you're tailgating, just keep in mind that it's going to be hot. So bring a shade or some other type of cover so that you're not exposed to the sun. Make sure you stay hydrated. Also, UV levels, ultraviolet levels, radiation that comes from the sun, very high, not just tomorrow, but really over the next week. So if you're going to be outside, stay hydrated. Make sure you use sunscreen when you can, especially if you're going to go see the football team and tailgate ahead of time at the stadium. The game's at 7, but there's usually people there early in the afternoon getting ready for, getting ready for the game. Most of our other athletes are on the road this weekend. Up in Corpus, we've got men's tennis, volleyball teams in Richmond, Kentucky at the Jerry Polvino Invitational. So, but next week, it looks like we've got our teams coming back. And make sure you get out there when you can. Support our UTRGV athletes. With your UTRGV student ID, you can get into most games for free. That's not the case with the football first season in demand. What I saw on the webpage this morning is that the single game tickets are already sold out for tomorrow. Doesn't mean you can't tailgate, though, if you want to go there and support the Vaqueros. Got some great music picked out for you for this first office hours of 2025, fall 2025. As well as we usually do, we've got This Day in History at the bottom of the hour. And then at about 50 minutes after the hour, I've got a poem from the most recent edition of Pulse Magazine, which is the spring 2025 edition. We're expecting another fall edition as well as Gallery Magazine will be coming out. So make sure you're consuming all of UTRGV student media, the professionals and aspiring journalists and aspiring multimedia professionals, they do a great job. So make sure you're consuming as much UTRGV student media as possible. Pick up the Rider when you're on campus. Pick up a copy of your own Pulse magazine. And make sure you tune into Vaquero Radio whenever you can. You can do so by downloading the Radio Garden app, which is free. It does have some ads on it, I believe, but it is free. You can take Vaquero Radio with you wherever you go. If you've got a Bluetooth connection to your car speaker, hey, you could listen to Vaquero Radio when you're driving from Edinburgh to Brownsville or from Brownsville to Edinburgh. It's great. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get back to the music here. Like I said, I got some great music picked out for you. This is the original version, the Ohio Players with Love Roller Coaster. Oof. Before that, the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, and Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime. We started that set off. We started off the hour with The Cure and Friday, I'm in Love. Are you in love on Friday? Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, for sure. Good morning, Vaqueros. DJ Doc V here. It's office hours on Friday, September 12th, the end of week 2 of the fall 2025 semester. So hopefully your semester's going well. Make sure you tune into Vaquero Radio wherever you go. Download the Radio Garden app if you haven't already. Search for Vaquero Radio. You can take us wherever you are. Take us in the car. Take us to the doctor. Take us to, work. it's all good. So thanks for tuning in. We've got This Day in History coming up in I don't know, about 10 minutes. And then a poem from Pulse Magazine. That'll go around 50 minutes after the hour, as we usually do. So let's get back to the music. You don't want to hear me talk. Here's a little Stevie Wonder with Sir Duke, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. Vaquero football tomorrow, office hours today. I mean, what a great way to start the weekend, yes? Good morning, Vaqueros. DJ Doc V here with you on office hours. We're getting ready to head into the second half of the show. But before we do that, as we do every week on office hours, we've got This Day in History. And on September 12th, in 1974, in Boston, Massachusetts, opposition to court-ordered school busing turns violent on the open day of classes. School buses carrying African-American children were pelted with eggs, bricks, and bottles, and police in combat gear fought to control angry white protesters besieging the schools. U.S. District Judge Arthur Garrity ordered the busing of African-American students to predominantly white schools and white students to black schools in an effort to integrate Boston's geographically segregated public schools. In his June 1974 ruling in Morgan v. Hennigan, Garrity stated that Boston's de facto school segregation discriminated against black children. The beginning of forced busing on September 12th was met with massive protests, particularly in South Boston, the city's main Irish Catholic neighborhood. Protests continued unabated for months, and many parents, white and black, kept their children at home. In October, the National Guard was mobilized to enforce the federal desegregation order. So I know oftentimes, and we'll be talking about civil liberties and civil rights in my Introduction to American Government class coming up, not next week, but the week after. And, one of the things I try to make sure people understand is this isn't ancient history. That's 1974. So that happened within my lifetime. The idea that, we've certainly evolved as a country, but, there's always work to be done. We've got to maintain our demand for freedom, free speech, civil rights, civil liberties. We shouldn't give up on that, no matter what. Also on this day in history, in 1940, the Lascaux cave paintings were discovered near Montignac, France, a collection of prehistoric cave paintings they were about 15 or 17,000 years old, animal paintings. Also, in 1944, singer Barry White is born. He's a friend of the show, or his music is a friend of the show, that's for sure. He was born on September 12th in Galveston, Texas. The maestro, they called him. He went on to have a stunningly successful career. He's got that deep, deep voice. I can't even imitate it. It's so good. Also in 1951, Sugar Ray Robinson wins back his belt from Randy Turpin in front of 61,370 spectators at the Polo Grounds in New York. Also in 1953 on this day, John F. Kennedy marries Jacqueline Bouvier in Newport, Rhode Island. He was a senator at the time, and the future 35th President of the United States married Jacqueline Bouvier. And the start of a Camelot period in American politics, it's fair to say. In 1988, Hurricane Gilbert slammed the island of Jamaica, killing hundreds of people. Storm went on to cause death and destruction also in Mexico. And finally, in 2004, maybe this is a little bit more your speed, the first season of Entourage, which became a bit of a cultural phenomenon while it was on the air, TV show about life in Hollywood, comes to an end. The September 12th, 2004, the first season of the television comedy series about a hot young actor in Hollywood and the posse of people surrounding him comes to an end on HBO. Entourage, which debuted on July 18th, 2004, starred Adrian Grenier as the up-and-coming movie heartthrob Vincent Chase, who's navigating his way through the pitfalls and excesses of Hollywood. Vince's entourage includes Eric E. Murphy, played by Kevin Connolly, his manager and childhood friend from Queens, New York, his half-brother, the C-list actor Johnny Drama Chase, Kevin Dillon, real-life brother of the actor Matt Dillon. Turtle, Jerry Ferrara, another childhood friend from Queens. And, I never even watched this show, and I'm from Queens. Maybe I ought to watch it. I heard about it. I don't know. It's not a little bit before my I don't say before my time, but not necessarily something that, I don't know if I can culturally relate to it or not. Hollywood dudes hanging around. I don't know. It sounds like an interesting precept, interesting concept there, but, what do you say? You can't watch everything, right? I mean, there's lots of great stuff out there. You can't watch everything. But that's this day in history, as we do every week on Office Hours. Getting back to the music, let's turn it up a bit. We've been a little mellow so far. Well, maybe except for that White Stripes. Here's some Audio Slave with Cochise, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. Oldie but a goodie, certainly. Before that, we heard Blue Oyster Cult with Don't Fear the Reaper, one of the few rock and roll songs that features the cowbell. Thank you for reminding us, Steve, out in Spokane, Washington. Shout out to my buddy there, who's a faithful Office Hours fan and listener. Thanks so much for tuning in. We started off that set with Audio Slave and Cochise here on Office Hours. It is 51 minutes after the hour, and as we do every week on Office Hours, I've got a poem picked out for you here. This is from the spring 2025 edition of Pulse Magazine, which is available here on campus. If you haven't already picked up a copy for yourself, make sure you do so. There's lots of great stuff in here. And this is a poem titled Unrequited Love by Cassandra Trevino. The essence of condemnation. The love that is felt is merely pain. Why must I love you? You have already made me feel rejected and alone. Unrequited love is the love that comes after ending on good terms. Will I ever see you again? I mustn't. How could I? But unrequited love demands to be felt and acknowledged, and I can't help it. That's a poem titled Unrequited Love by Cassandra Trevino from Pulse Magazine, the spring edition. Remember, they do 2 editions every year. There's a fall edition that'll be coming out. And then Gallery Magazine also, another fine product of UTRGV students and the creative folks with Dr. Britt Howeray and his class. So Gallery Magazine, that'll come out sometime this fall as well. And remember, if you're going to be heading out to the Vaquero football game tomorrow night, make sure that you are hydrated. Make sure that you wear your sunscreen. We've got extreme high levels of ultraviolet radiation that's it's reported by the National Weather Service as being extreme today and high in the coming week. So make sure that you take precautions. Thanks for tuning in for this first edition of Office Hours in the fall semester of 2025. And I think we'll leave you with a couple more songs. How about some Genesis? This is another favorite of Office Hours. We played this one before. You're familiar with it. But from Three Sides Live, this is Genesis with Misunderstanding. Thanks for tuning in, Vaqueros. This is DJ Doc V. And have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station.